Hey everybody, this is Jason Jeffries for the Alliance Project. I appreciate you guys being part of this. And yeah, things starting to get creepy. I wanted to share this to you today. I'll be at work. I'm going to try to find out to do a way to record this and maybe possibly live feed it, upload it. If I can't live feed it, I will record it somehow and get you guys a video of this. But I've known for about 24 hours now that this is coming. So let me share this with you. I'm converting a video there, so sorry about that. NASA set to make major exoplanet announcement. What? They just found what? Okay. So what they're telling you is they found a planet in our solar system, and they're going to tell us about it today. Okay. They have to do this. They have to do things in deals, and right. It's only fair to them if they, in a galactic sense, in a governmental sense outside of our planet, okay? In the sense that there are benevolent beings that watch over planets like ours, just as what happened since the 40s when we started dropping the A-bomb. That there's rules made. Now with the destruction of Tiamat, Mars, things like that, even the Hebrew, if you look into the Torah, we've had that 3 times, 3 different races come to this planet and share it with us, okay? They were humanoid. But they were here. They had to come here. It was like being held back a grade, held back a year. They learned a lot of their a lot of left brain ideas, and were really logical, really good with numbers, but some of the spiritual lessons they had to learn, so they were kind of held back, came here. Flower of Life from Atlantis, if you guys remember that. They were using those spiritual energies, so they were kind of called to it. Life fills in the gaps, fills in the voids. When the Martians came, when these humans, the Martian came, from Mars came, it fucked up everything back in Atlantis times. I literally have 2 hypotheses when it comes to that when you really look at the ancient knowledge, that our sun, our planet, we'll say, didn't have seasons. The latitude marks were the seasons. The further north you got away from the equator, the colder it got. We completely rotated in a 360-degree circle, 360 days a year, same hours a day, same hours of darkness, same hours of light every day. Everything about it was balanced, okay? I'm thinking when they created this synthetic Merkaba, it could actually knock this Earth's axis off. It tells you this in the Emerald Tablets and a couple other things, that these lords of the cycles, if you will, threw the Earth on a tilt like that. So basically, to destroy Atlantis. So to destroy these synthetic Merkabas that were making a dimensional rift, letting lower dimensional beings up into this existence, right? And I know a lot of people don't like hearing this and that, but it's in the text. It's in the ancient text. We can read this, okay? So our world was tilted by something. Was it a rogue planet? They do mention that. But they also specifically say they changed they tilted the world's axis from the halls of Amente, meaning the center of the Earth. They were down in the core of the Earth and changed things, all right? Because they've been projecting this flower of life to expand our consciousness, to help stand against this evil flower of life that's been putting here. The Saturn moon matrix, if you will. It's been projecting low frequency waves, disconnecting you from your reality. But here, let's read. NASA will make a major announcement related to exoplanets at a press conference today in Washington, D.C. In a press release sent out Monday, NASA said, press will address a discovery beyond our solar system. It's an exoplanet, meaning it is in our solar system. The press conference has added, the present new findings on planets that orbit stars that other than our sun, known as exoplanets. So exoplanets are anything that revolves around another sun. I'm not buying it. And at the key point of it being an exoplanet, it is part of our system. Okay, part of a binary system. Touche. That's where the other sun comes in. Associated Administrator of the Science Mission decorated at NASA headquarters in Washington will participate in the breeding along with experts from MIT, Space Science Telescope in Boston, and the NASA Spitzer Science Mission from Caltech. The Spitzer Science Telescope is an infrared telescope that they use specifically looking for in the infrared range for planets that we can't see with their naked eye. We can't share details yet. Let's just say it could be very new with settings that may work, future works in the science fiction. Yeah, they're telling you they're making sci-fi a reality. They're releasing this information in the public. This is the beginning of the partial disclosure, I believe. And I told you about it months ago when I came on the Leak Project and I shared the 923 cryptogram. My take on the biblical timing. When you tie in wormwood, all that, you consider a period of what, 13 years, something like that. That'd be a pretty good harbinger for something coming. 20 years, just about. In a space weather aspect, when you consider, you always get these different numbers, but the real number that's always stuck out to me is 13,000. At about 10,500 BC, we can see that the pyramids and sites of the world were destroyed. They were overloaded. This power grid, this resonance, everything about it vibrated to a point that it exploded. And then there was sand, dust, mud, sediment that covered it. So the waters definitely did rise up. We definitely went through a pole shift. And I'm thinking the pole shifts happen about every 13,000 years. What's causing these pole shifts? Is it a physical, actual body in space? Well, when you think about the galactic plane, and the precession of the equinox. All right, so hopefully I got it all figured out here. No. All right. Okay, so let me put this so people can understand. Okay, so picture a circle, right? This one is all right, so you got the idea. Wherever this is looking, imagine a circle around the world here at the equator. It is a clock, right? It's divided Okay, so every one of these symbols is a zodiacal house. And so you take this, you put let me try to give you some kind of representation. Okay, so that's top view down. As we spin, each year, each day, each rotation, the sun will rise in one of these symbols. And that's how you get your astrology sign. Okay, so every 2,000 years, this clock shifts one way. One more symbol, right? Counterclockwise. You go over, and what was Taurus becomes Aries, right? No, that's because of this wobble right here. Right. So for it to go through this wobble, all right, for the North Pole, where it's pointed at, right here, for that point to go from here around this circle and back again takes 26,000 years. 26,000 years, okay? So a complete circle of our wobble of the precession to the equinox would do this. And that means at any point, see your equinoxes here, your spring and fall equinox, they'll always be pointing through a new symbol. So the equinoxes will go through this one. Okay, so picture this clock taking taking 26,000 years to go all the way through this. Okay, right now we're in the symbol of, we're coming out of the symbol of Pisces, which was the fish, Jesus, which before that was the ram, the Jews, the Jew horn, and before that was the bull, Baal, Moloch worship. Creator, Savior, Destroyer. But in our case, Baal worship is the destroyer, the ram was the creator, the fish was the savior, and now the end of this age is the age of Aquarius, the age of water, the water symbol. The new religion will rise, and they'll use the symbol of water. Instead of people having Jesus fishes and ram horns and things like that on their car, they're going to have water. That is the symbology. Every time you see somebody driving around with that Jesus fish on there, or a ram's horn, or this, that, the other, you go back. The goat, 26,000 years ago. Well, a little bit more than that, but or a little less maybe, but at the beginning of this, the beginning of cycle, the beginning of the first world, every one of these circles, okay, are divided. And this is an age, 2, 3, that's a world. These are 6,500 years. So when you hear text talking about a new world, I mean 6,500 years 3 precessions of the equinox through different astrological houses or zodiacal houses. So the period's about 6,500 years. So this would be the first world. This would be the second world. This would be the third world. This would be the fourth world. The end of the fourth world, right? Now that's what the prophecies are talking about. They're talking about the age of Aquarius. The time that we're in now is undoubtedly the end of this world, as the ancients wrote it. You have to understand worlds as a concept of time, a 6,500 year period, and that this world is coming to an end. Now, if you look back, as we're coming, say this is the age of Aquarius right here. This is the age of water, right? We're in it right now. So we're in that right now. We're just coming into it. $13,000 years ago, right on the opposite side, we had the Sphinx. We have the lion and the virgin. The body of a man and the body of a lion, the head of a man. As you come from the virgin into the lion. They were giving you a marker. The Sphinx was built at least 2,000, 3,000 years before the rest of Egypt, right? You know, at least. You put a date at 10,500 BC, 13,000 years ago. Global cataclysm. Global. This is proven. These are scholars. These are people who actually spent time, money, effort, and a whole life searching for this stuff. But 13,000 years ago, global cataclysm. You look at the magnetic lines inside of the rock layers 13,000 years ago, we had a pole shift. That's when we lost our sustainable consciousness. That's where our memory was wiped. That's why you have this feeling you don't belong. That's why you have this feeling of knowing something that you just can't put your mind on. All of you have this feeling. All of you reach out to me and listen to this channel because of that feeling. You have advanced bodies. You have advanced minds. You have advanced tools, but you don't have the consciousness to steer them. This is why you're here, okay? Now, that's not a belittling statement. It means that you are much more than you understand or can never hope to realize. And it takes study, practice, and fucking everyday honest effort and energy to come to these realizations, to come to the idea of how the laws, the universal laws work, and the fundamental teachings of the galaxy, the universe, the multiverse, us as a whole, from the micro to the macro. Fractals, learn about fractals. But 13,000 years before, the last 13,000 years, so 26,000 years ago, at the beginning of the first world, we're in the fourth now, there was another pole shift. You can look in the magnetic rocks, everything again. Hawaii was the North Pole between 13,000 to 26,000 years ago. I couldn't tell you which one it was. Was Hawaii the North Pole 13,000 years ago? Or was it the North Pole 26,000 years ago? Probably 26,000 years ago. It was probably literally what forced us into the Ice Age. Point being is most people don't know they're a real astrological sign. If you type in, what's my star sign, or make me a natal chart for astrology, it'll give you the wrong information because your houses are going to be one symbol off, one sign off, and that's why a lot of people think astrology is bullshit. There's still going to be the people that are close to the cusps, close to where they've switched over, that when the precession comes, that you will still be the same birth symbol that you always thought you were or assumed you were, because of the old world astrology. It was based on math that was right 2,000 years ago, and then just as I told you, every 2,000 years this symbol changes. So 4,000 years from now, people that will be born in April won't be Tauruses, they won't be Aries, they'll be completely, you know, like another the next symbol on the probably Pisces. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the month you're born in. That's just an educated guess based on time because of the wobble of the Earth. All right, so okay, bear with me a second. I have my computer running, doing all this shit while I'm processing a video so I can upload it and recording a new video and playing a video all at the same time. It is a lot of data to compress, so apologies, but here there you go, guys. Hope that helps you guys understand astrology better, and how your sign is not the sign it says in the newspaper just because of a 2,000-year-old guess. All right. Stay tuned for NASA, right? See what crazy planet they discovered. And have a great day.